Yeah. If I die tomorrow, I hope you hear these words. I ain't here to flip no birds or sip no syrup. Hope the future generations can get this urge. Stay woke, youngin', and avenge these nerds.
Hey ho.
Yo.
Hello.
What is up? What is up?
Hola.
What is going on?
I have returned.
Hi guys, how are you?
What's up?
I'm so disappointed.
I can tell. Please don't be mad at me. I'm so sorry. People don't know yet. How you start off this thing and no one knows the
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's so there. Like, I expect this sort of behavior from him. Listen, I was sick.
I'm so sorry. Now I feel even worse. I promise.
I was a human liquid faucet last week.
You have to
the show has been out for a month and a half.
Right.
And I have not watched it.
I have no excuse.
I did not know. I was gone sick.
Other than work.
Can't say
you knew we were talking about this eventually, and you have no excuse about me starting it. However, I have no excuse about not finishing it. And I won't talk shit because you know what? I please don't start off that way. People don't know. Hi guys, let's rewind. Hello, how are we? How was your week, guys?
Yeah,
it's fine.
Okay, you know what? Fuck you off.
It's going.
Well, I had a great 2 weeks.
Let's not be so disappointed. We just started. That's not how we want to start the show.
All right, you know.
I'll start it off.
Fuck this. Fuck this. Hush. You. Hush. All right, we didn't get a chance to talk about it. We were talking about the speculations, Vmac hating on female actresses, but we have the drop of the Fantastic Four cast with Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, and Evan Moss Bacharach as The Thing. So, how's everyone feeling about this casting?
I'm here for it. I'm still like, I know Pedro's gonna do a good job, but I wonder which version of Reed we're gonna get, because if you want like a phoenix rising from the ashes, just busted up Cyph asses. It's one of those things of what version of Reed are we gonna get, because the more Reed we get, the more fucked up he is, and I don't know if Disney Marvel is really gonna like lead into that side. I know, like, oh, we're getting, you know, the grittier Daredevil and all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, but your man's lobotomized his own kid. So, like, are we really doing this right now?
Well, it depends on how far we go. It depends if we have them.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna
have
get
the
that far.
kids, right? Because this is taking place in the 60s,
mm-hmm.
and we're gonna see how it goes.
I'm not happy about the Pedro casting.
Why?
I mean, I know he can pull it off. However, I kind of don't want him to be Reed.
Reed is such a
I don't know.
pivotal
I don't see
character.
him as
he, like, it's again.
Right, I don't see
don't.
Pedro doing it.
I also didn't see him doing Joel.
No, he worked as Joel.
He worked really well as Joel.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see him as Joel when he first got. I was like, I was here for Pedro the actor to play Joel, and I was like,
prior to Joel,
cool.
What did we know him more in prior to being Joel?
Oberyn Marcel.
Other than
Narcos. He was in.
Oh, I didn't see Narcos. Okay.
Well, that was one of the other big breaks he had. He was
Marcel. He was like 2 episodes.
He was for half a season.
Was he? Was it that long?
Yes, he died in episode 7.
It was talking shit and getting head squashed. I mean, that's
he was talking a lot of shit until his head got squashed.
Well, he can't talk anymore after he gets his head squashed. So
pop great. No, I'm here. I'm here for the cast because this is the 4th cast for the Fantastic Four movie, because we've already had 3 done by Fox. Two of them were to pretty much
Green?
keep the licenses.
Was that first original old 90s one? That was a Fox production as
I
well?
believe that was, well, it wasn't a Fox production, but it was under a company that had to do the movie to keep the rights. And I think it was the same movie they got absorbed, the same studio that got absorbed by Fox, and they had to continue to make movies to keep the rights, which I think is what's happening with Spider-Man stuff right now. I'm not going to get into that.
Yep.
But yeah, this is the
Listen, we might as well. We might as well get into it.
So
Before we do, can we don't want to jump into that just yet. Let's finish up the thoughts on Fantastic Four.
Go ahead. You were talking about Pedro?
Who?
Wow.
I thought it was Cyph. Oh, I think he can pull it off. I just didn't want him to be Reed. I don't know. I just don't see him as a Reed Richards. I don't see him as this brainiac guy, and I don't know. I don't think I see him more gritty like Joel. I see him more gritty like the Mandalorian. I don't see him as this 4-time master's degree quantum scientist who ignores his wife. I don't know.
I mean, if you look at and it's a bad comparison, Wonder Woman 84, he wasn't a gritty character in that. He was Maxwell Lord in there.
I've never seen that.
Yeah,
You didn't see 84?
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. I just realized which one he was talking about. It was horrible. He was the character. It wasn't him. His acting. It was the actual character.
The writing.
The writing was awful, but
writing.
the writing was awful. But like he took what he had and sold it.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't
Pedro
bad in it.
Pascal
I'm not
on
saying.
screen.
I'm not saying he can't pull it off.
I don't think anyone's saying that he can't pull it off. It just wouldn't have been our first choice for the casting.
Correct.
I mean, they
Thank you.
So with the casting, there's I think they've been very careful of it because there have been a lot of people who have been said to be attached to the project and either walked away or it didn't work. Like at one point, you had Adam Driver, you had the guy who was in he was in Gossip Girl, and then he was in that show on Netflix that was popular. He was attached.
Yes,
he was at one point rumored to be attached to it. Like there was a laundry list of people before we even got to Pedro Pascal. So it's like they've been very, and same thing with Sue Storm before we've gotten the actress who they've announced. Like Margot Robbie was at one point in time. John Krasinski was a fan casting, but a lot of people were trying to push for John Krasinski to be pushed for getting the role, along with his wife to be Sue Storm,
which actually would have been great. Honestly,
that would have been great if she was. If they casted both.
That
of them.
yeah,
I
agree.
I think just based off the A Quiet Place and them working together, the chemistry, they were really good.
No, I kind of trust where Marvel is going to go with this because if you look at the last two Fantastic Four movies that came out, Rise of the Silver Surfer and that Fantastic Four crap that Josh Trank did, they're they really are getting hands on with this one, and this is the one that they've been pushing for a long time. In terms of waiting to release anything about it. They're doing the same thing with X-Men, which it's rumored that X-Men most likely would get their movie after Avengers Secret Wars, but Fantastic Four, again, it's like they want to make sure they do it right because we've already had so many bad experiences with the Fantastic Four franchise as a cinematic movie. And it's not MCU's fault. It's just that who had the rights for it. Like even the unreleased one that just like you have at the end of the movie, they have a fake Reed Richards hand just waving back and forth outside the car when him and Sue got married. The costumes look great, but it was so bad.
But even for the Fox ones, though, like the cast was solid. I enjoyed the cast for the Fox ones.
Yeah.
But it's just again.
It was like
first cast, second cast.
First cast.
The Jessica Albas.
Yeah.
I thought the Jessica.
Yeah, it was all right.
Honestly, second cast wasn't bad either. Like. If I think back at the second cast for the one with like Kate Mara and no,
it was a solid cast as well.
They got a solid cast. They got shafted in the writing department.
Technically,
third cast.
That was a movie. That was a committee movie. That's not. Josh Trank will go on record saying that's not his movie.
Yeah.
Kind of like what happened with Suicide Squad. Like we can talk shit about the whole thing, but Josh Trank goes on record saying that's not his movie. It was a committee movie.
He just there's a lot of stuff about him that came.
No, it was a lot of crap. It's just it was one of those.
It destroyed his career.
It did essentially because he did that other superhero movie with all the kids.
Yeah, the found footage one.
The found footage one, yeah.
Chronicle?
Yes, that was his.
Oh shit!
That's why I thought Fan Four Stick was gonna be good because Chronicle was really good. I think it was just.
That's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, because Chronicle's good.
Because I think like ultimately we've seen time and time again the recipe is the minute that anyone who is not the like actual creative department, like anytime like an exec or a producer or someone with money is like, I want this should work, like it just goes to absolute garbage after that.
It goes back to Bob Iger's words when he says that, the reason this movie's didn't do well is because an executive
Tone, don't make that face. Tone, don't make that face because if I was actually counting, he already made 5 today.
That's fine.
Bob Iger? Bob Iger? Holy fuck.
Wow.
Listen, I'm still recovering from my last week. But no,
like,
it's like
that's a whole different vowel sound.
No, what? That's not the excuse.
Aurelius!
Hi.
Hello, Bob Iger, because he said that.
What up, Mike?
Mike.
Coming in for Bob Iger over here.
But yeah, no, executives don't make the
drive safe. Look at the road.
Drive
safe and laugh. No, so he was saying like executives had to be on set for like because they were trying to blame like where some of the Marvel movies weren't doing well, it's because executives weren't involved. Problem is that when you see executives involved, you get stuff like Spider-Man 3 with the whole dancing Tobey Maguire. You get the Fantastic Four stick, which was just a very horrible movie. To this day, you could watch the How Did It Get Made or like things that were wrong about it from Screen Gems and get
isn't
the whole
it
movie.
Fan Four Stick, not Fantastic Four Stick?
It's just a bullshit movie. Let's just call it that. It's shit. Then there's
we should stop meeting. Whoa, what's happening in the comments? We should stop meeting this way. People will talk. All right. Sure.
Anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're on to Pedro. Let's just go to the bandit because I don't know if we're doing. I don't know if we're doing
all right.
Jackson, people.
So before we even get to that, because I have a bunch of things that I've been just like tossing up there. I'm gonna go straight for the. You need to watch this if you haven't watched it yet. Ninja Kamui. Holy fucking
I heard about
shit!
That one. I heard that's really good.
It gives you.
Is it Golden Kamui or Ninja?
Ninja Kamui.
Okay.
Bro, when I tell you, it gives you all of the like early mid 90s like animation vibes, but in like a beautiful crispness that is like now. Like they spent money on that budget. But the violence, like the fight sequences, it's into the Badlands, but hyped up. Like if you watch Into the Badlands, you'll know it's like some of the best fight choreography. This shit is bonkers. It makes some fights from Naruto look like, all right, that was kind of all right. It's absolutely wild.
Where can I watch this? Is it subbed or dubbed?
It is Max and it is dub.
Nothing subbed.
Nothing subbed
no,
that I
can. It's an original. It looks like it's an original.
Adult Swim, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adult Swim.
Okay. Adult Swim's original.
So on
anime.
Max.
Yeah, on Max.
I was thinking of Golden Kamui.
No. And then obviously none of us are gonna watch Madam Web unless Val, you want to see it. You go do it by yourself.
I'm gonna watch that shit on whenever it shows up on free on demand or pirate it because I've heard it's so bad. You want to watch it to laugh at it.
I've heard some people leave the theater, and they said that there's people who left and asked for refunds.
Yeah, like some of the dialogue is cringe. Like they're like, "Yo, it sounds like someone got their shit."
Hold on, please pull up Aurelius. Please pull up Aurelius quote. Thank you.
I saw it and enjoyed it.
I saw it and enjoyed it. Thank you, Ellis. Thank you for giving me faith. I'm going to watch it.
I don't believe you. And normally I believe you for a lot of stuff. It's like, what? What's happening? Where's Aurelis? And what did you do with her?
Aurelis, you've been with us since day one. I don't know where this is coming from. You've been coming on this show.
I'm trusting Aurelis,
and
I'm watching
talking about how you want Mojo to show up on MCU, and you're gonna come here and say that.
I don't
know her backstory, and it's her actual backstory.
I'm with it. Thank you.
All right.
That's all I needed.
Okay.
Someone validated it. I'm gonna watch it.
All right. I mean,
I just need the one person.
It's what? It's fine. It's
I just
fine.
needed the one.
We need Val to go see it so we can give her shit. Or else you've been to day one, so cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Val, when you see it, we're gonna give you shit about it.
Okay, I'll take all the shit. It's okay. Fuck y'all.
It's just there's so much.
I'm
happening.
going to see it. I plan on watching it probably next weekend. I don't know. That's so much I gotta catch up on now.
Don't rush. There's no rush. There's no need to rush. Just spend money on it.
Just I realize that Adam Scott is playing Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
Like that's who Adam Scott is playing. He is playing Uncle Ben. And there's a whole winking thing about how he's saying, "Oh, I met someone."
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Like,
there's a pregnant Peter's mom.
So this is before Peter is born.
Yes, it's bonkers.
Okay, so what's the problem?
The only time
isn't she ancient when Peter is alive?
No, it's not.
Doesn't that make sense?
It's not. No, it's not that. It's not the fact of
Aurelis. Yeah, but I like that.
All right.
What's the problem?
It's not the fact that we have Madam Web as a movie. It's the fact that it's trying to find ways to wink at Spider-Man and Peter Parker when Sony cannot use Spider-Man and Peter Parker. And you have Dakota going on. You have Sydney Sweeney saying, "I'm so excited that I'm a part of the MCU," and everyone's like, "Should we tell her?" Because she's
Dakota Johnson, the entire press run she's done has just been yeah, she dodges a bunch of questions, or she'll answer and they're "Oh yeah, like this." And she's I think she fired her agent.
Oh, Julia Carter.
She fired her agent or something like that as a result.
Dakota?
Yeah. It's listen. I'm not going to sit here and be "Oh,
you're my mom in the rainforest starting spiders before she died."
I can't judge it yet because I haven't seen it. Once I see
listen,
it,
go for it. Go for it. Do your thing. I just know from too many sources that I trust that it's bad, and it's real bad.
It's definitely bad.
Listen,
I'm gonna wait.
I don't believe that you go. I do not believe that this Aurelis is Aurelis. I'm sticking to it.
She's been hacked.
Wow.
The only Madam Web I know was from the cartoon. I think same.
Right. I mean, I know a little bit more.
I bet it's the new profile.
I trust Aurelis.
All right. Go for it.
I'm gonna watch
it's funny that even if the movie is bad, Val will not come on here and admit that the movie's bad. You're gonna stick to your fucking guns and be like,
she enjoyed Morbius.
Morbius.
I did enjoy Morbius. I think well, no one says that in the actual movie, but I think that Morbius was actually very close to Morbius' story. It's not trash. I've seen worse.
Okay, you are going to see worse.
I think Iron Man 3 was worse than Morbius.
Bullshit.
You said Iron Man 3 was worse than Morbius?
We got catfished in Iron Man 3, but I'm not.
I think Iron Man 3 was worse. I also think Thor 2 was worse than Morbius.
Okay.
All right.
I don't even know.
If you look at the Morbius story, hold on. It's probably one of the closer one that's close to the comic books. I think they did a good job at.
See, you in Zerg nuts? What are you doing?
I just heard voices.
What?
I don't know if that was in background for you guys. That just scared the shit out of me.
No,
Every
we
time I
didn't
hear
hear
it,
it.
Sony movies
not real.
pass.
Wow.
Oh my
Just
god.
impersonating Drax right now, so don't mind me.
All right.
Excuse me.
I'm done. I'm done with talking this Sony movie
Oh.
shit.
All I'm saying is, I'm gonna check it out.
We got announced and we saw a teaser for the new Borderlands movie that Law is definitely not going to see. You're going to have to drag me in kicking and screaming to go watch that movie.
Are we going to finish our talks about the casting first before we go into? We just
for which casting?
For Fantastic Four. We literally just talked Pedro and stopped.
Oh, sorry, my bad. My bad.
3 other people.
I think Pedro.
Go here for Pedro.
Okay, that's fine.
Pedro we trust.
For those listening to the audio version of the show, Seabass is waving nuts in everyone's faces. Oh my god!
Shit.
Oh my god!
So,
nutted on the podcast.
Good lord. I'd worry if we were getting demonetized, but we're not getting monetized. So
exactly.
What the fuck did he just say?
Can't demonetize something that's never gonna get monetized.
You can't demonetize something that's not monetized.
Exactly.
That's big brain strategy right there.
Oh my god.
Oh Jesus!
Right. I'm going sick for 1 week in chaos.
Okay, so
no, we actually.
After
week.
we did. George joined us. All right, so after Pedro Pascal, we have the Sue Storm casting of Vanessa Kirby. Val, take it away.
Wow. Roll that bus. Are you driving? it? Wow, thanks.
I'm driving that bitch in manual. I'm controlling it.
So I mean, physically she's okay. I think she's maybe a bit old.
Here it comes.
But what?
She's the love interest for The Rock in Hobbs and Shaw, correct? Is that who she is?
I believe she's in Hobbs and Shaw. She is in Fast and the Furious. She's also in Mission Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I remember her from Hobbs and Shaw.
I have not seen her in Mission
Impossible.
The one
that flirted with The Rock. I think she's okay. As Sue, it would be interesting to see her pull off. Physically, she looks.
Wait, did you say she was a little old? By the way,
a little. Yeah, she looks.
She's a few months young. She's a few months younger than me.
Really? Wow. She really aged well.
She is 35.
Really? I would have thought she was at least 48, 47.
What?
Oh,
what the
fuck? I mean, the amount of filler and Botox, you would think that.
Oh, that's...
First of all,
like not even 40. Not even 40.
Nope.
Just Val went straight.
48,
Val went straight to round up to 50.
That's
I would have thought that.
That's foul.
That's not foul. Listen. When you do plastic surgery, it doesn't make you look younger.
If you were demonetized over the nuts, you would be from the ageist statement.
Oh my God! Not being an ageist, I'm just saying is she looks older than she is.
She looks rough.
I didn't know she was in her 30s. Because when you start to put fillers in and you know you're using Botox, it makes you look older than you really are. And she looks older than 35.
You're gonna have to call her ass. Are you using that Botox?
Okay.
No, she definitely is.
She was also Napoleon, if any of y'all saw that.
Nah.
I did not.
I know her in just Hobbs and Shaw. That she was Shaw's sister and flirted with Hobbs.
I just know her from Mission Impossible.
Never watched it.
And she was like in the last one.
Yeah, she's in the newest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of the most recent Mission Impossibles.
She was actually
so
in
good.
Fallout. She was in the one with she was in Fallout, the one with Henry Cavill.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, she's
physically,
like
she would fit Invisible Woman. I mean, anybody else want to talk about Vanessa Kirby instead of Tone? Just roll driving that bus. Thanks.
I think it's good. I think it's a good casting for it. I mean, they've been, like I said, they've been working hard on this cast, and I think she's a good pick for it. We're gonna see what she can do with the role. You know,
Yep.
she's been very fun in a lot of the movies she's been in, and I have faith.
That was it. I didn't see her.
Oh,
I haven't seen Mission Impossible yet. So that was going to be my movie. I was going to be like, oh, okay, I've seen her in something, because I don't remember a love interest in Hobbs and Shaw, because you're literally watching it for the action fest. That is the two of them kicking
She
ass.
flirted with him the entire time, and he was messing with Shaw, talking about that he was gonna bag his sister.
Yeah, again, I don't. I remember the line of Idris Elba saying, "I'm Black Superman." I remember that. You know, like I remember that. I remember that shit. But
there's a lot of good lines in that one. That one I've seen a few times.
But yeah, no, I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her in the other stuff, so I can't like. I think like she's in. She's
a British accent.
She's in. You know, they're gonna hide it, so it's fine. You know, I think Marvel's usually does a pretty solid job with their casting, and she's in a number of movies at this point, so it should be fun.
I mean, if you really think about it, a lot of people didn't think ScarJo could play Black Widow, and she pulled it off. So I got faith. I want to get to Human Torch though, but you know, not late.
Yeah. Well, you got anything before we go to Joseph?
I like it. I'm here for it. Like, honestly, like I feel like you needed the Reed more than you needed the Sue, because the Sue could almost be anybody, and not to say like she's not important, but Reed is going to be the central piece for a lot of people. So you got to like really nail that.
Who wants to read that out loud for our listeners?
In Val's defense, much like the camera adds 10 pounds, maybe the British accent adds 10 years.
That's so inaccurate. But
I think it depends.
Hugo, I appreciate.
Well, I think it depends too on the Sue Storm casting. Are they married, or are they going to do the will they, won't they? Well, not will they, won't they? We know they will, but like the whole back and forth that we had in the first Fox movie, where she was like,
I'm assuming with how old they went with. Excuse me.
Pedro?
So, I mean, the way she looks, and him and Pedro, them two together, I'm assuming they're already married.
Yeah, maybe they might skip it because like there's also rumors too that Michael Douglas's Ant-Man may make an appearance since it's supposed to take place in the 60s to try to tie in that they were superheroes at that time. And it goes back to the Doctor Strange comment when he mentioned the Fantastic Four in his movie. So who knows? So they could probably be already married, and you know, who knows?
That might be why they wanted something a little older, showing some age. Maybe they show them de-aged in the 60s, and then they come back into today's world where they're a little bit older.
Well, the rumors are that also too was that they get locked into the negative zone, and it brings them to the present.
That's one of the. There?
No, because we saw Ant-Man didn't age in the quantum realm, so they're kind of playing that same.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't age 20 years, but 50 years.
I mean, neither did
it was for every hour was a year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was gone for 5 years. He only aged 5 hours.
Like if you looked at what's her name, Michelle Pfeiffer's character.
Yeah. Janet.
Janet. There you go. She didn't age, and she was there for more than that, like 30 years, something like that.
Yeah, she was there for a long time. Like she was already older when she disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't have to de-age her like they did with Michael Douglas.
Right.
Yeah. All right, cool. On Joseph Quinn, made famous by his role in Stranger Things.
As Munson.
Eddie.
Yes.
Honestly excited about that one.
I love him.
I think he's going to do great.
I actually think that's going to, yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm.
I'm actually happy he got the role, like, you know, because, again, I know he was in tears and everything because the way how fans came out and supported him as Eddie Munson and everything. He was very like happy with his fans. So this is kind of cool that he gets to play another iconic role, which is of the Human Torch. So I'm excited to see the type of energy he brings to the character, especially like when you saw that energy he brought to Eddie Munson in Stranger Things. I'm really just excited to see his rendition and his version of Johnny Storm that we're gonna get.
So, fun fact, he was in a few things before he got that big break in Stranger Things. He was a random person, Koner, Koner, in Game of Thrones. He was in Overlord, which was a movie in 2018. Les Miserables, the TV miniseries. Catherine the Great, another TV miniseries. And then finally, like, got Stranger Things. So, like, he with only like what 20 something credits, like that's a nice little tick and getting that big break. It's awesome, especially for like Seabass said, like a role like that where you ultimately leave such an impact that your character dies and everyone's like, bring him back, we don't care, because he's just so iconic and left such a lasting impression on already great franchise.
Yeah,
and that was him playing the guitar too, rocking up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He practiced for mad long.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of what's his name again?
Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn.
Thank you, Joseph. Eddie Munson. I love Eddie. I think his character would be able to the way he played Eddie. I'm sure with the little tweaks he'll be able to do Human Torch justice. The excitement behind it, his cockiness a little bit, him enjoying the stardom, him enjoying who he is as a person. I think that his character, as far as the way he acts, I think he can pull it off. It's gonna be
it's gonna be funny how they transition to between the relationship between him and Ben Grimm, the Thing, because that was always something that was always big in the comics. That also in the Fantastic Four movie that had
with Chris Evans
and Chiklis. I want to see the goddess. I accidentally called the dragon.
Oh my god!
Jesus Christ! English escapes you.
English is the language I butcher.
We love Eddie Munson in this house.
We do.
We sure do.
We do. Okay, sweet. And now moving on to the Ben Grimm, the Thing casting, Evan Moss Backrack, which is my favorite casting of these four.
Because you really love him in The Bear, you said.
He's incredible in The Bear.
Yes, he really is.
And fucking incredible. I know everyone else is talking about his role.
An asshole and a half, but I love him.
In Andor, but like if you haven't seen him in The Bear, watch him in The Bear as
Andor?
cousin. Yeah. He was part of the crew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, he was. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But you gotta watch him in The Bear.
I was looking through his thing, and he was in The Punisher. So he was.
Which version?
So he was in The Punisher. He was.
Which Punisher? Because there's so many.
The series, the John Bernthal. He played the like hacker, whatever guy that. That Frank was like, yo, you're gonna help me like track down this guy.
Okay.
More than likely, I doubt they're gonna get him a suit. I doubt they're gonna get him a suit.
It'll be CGI, just like what they do with the Hulk. The Hulk is CGI. Thanos is CGI.
It would be better to have the Thing CGI because whenever they went practical effects with the Thing, I mean, outside of the Jessica Alba Fantastic Four movies, the very first one, it looked horrible.
I mean,
you also have age where you can do it. It's fine. Groot is.
You also have to look at.
CGI.
You also have to look at from like a practical effect standpoint. It's gonna look cool, but you limit their range of motion. So like, it's the same thing for the Halo series. They're in those suits. Like those are the legit suits they're in. However, they're like, yo, it's fucking. They special made chairs for them to sit in because it's almost impossible to sit in any other chair. So it's you gotta you're taking away a little bit of like comfortability when you committing to those kind of costumes and having been in them for like however many hours to get them in the suit. and then all the prosthetics and whatnot.
What they may do, which would kind of be interesting if they do a mix, like you do a little bit of the prosthetics around the face to get the face acting. So what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to put the dots on the face to get his facial features to like when he's talking to move the mouth and everything. So that's a process to do too, because he has to sit down in the chair and then the CGI team has to attach all those little things to capture his facial movements.
What is happening? No one can see what's happening. Oh, it's happening in Discord.
It's in the group chat.
All right. So aside from that, that is our casting for Fantastic Four. Our thoughts, our feelings, our opinions.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
So I
What are
think
we
we're
talking
all. I was about to say either I'm going to transition us if we're waiting to just speculate on a Doom, or do we want to let Law go off on the casting and look of Borderlands? I can go either way.
Let's talk Dune. I'm really excited about this. No?
Go for Doom.
Yes?
Oh,
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Doom. All right, yeah. So there's no word on Doom yet.
What do you mean?
We don't
Really?
have. There are speculations. I think that people are talking Cillian Murphy as a potential Doom. And I know everyone's talking Cavill being Captain Britain, but I would love Cavill.
They have
If
not
Cavill
announced this
does
role.
Doom, I can see
They
happening.
they're really tight-lipped on the role that he's going to play. They're just like Cavill has signed, and they said that it's secret.
I'd rather have him be Doom than Captain Britain.
So
He can pull off both, but I don't want him to be another. Captain Britain's too similar to Superman.
So these are the three rumors: is Captain Britain, it's Doom, and Beyonder.
And what?
Beyonder?
Really?
Beyonder would be interesting. Hold on, I'm just gonna pull this up. Yeah, great content. Thinking of streaming something similar soon. Dropped you a follow, by the way.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
luck. Good luck with the stream if you start doing it.
Let us know.
Beyonder would be interesting. I think.
Beyonder
I just
would be
don't know like
interesting.
how long he'll stay in as Beyonder. Like how long is he gonna stay in the store? That's why like I'm here for him as Doom. Although I think Cillian
I'll take that.
Cillian would probably be awesome as Doom. Cillian
I think Cillian would kill it as Doom because
Cillian would kill it.
I think he would absolutely
kill it as Doom.
Who's killing
Cillian Murphy, Scarecrow,
Oppenheimer.
Oh yes, okay, yes.
Like
I
if you've seen him in fucking
Peaky
Peaky
Blinders?
Oh, he's so
I still haven't watched, but every clip I've seen, that man is a menace.
He's a menace. Like you watch Cillian like in that, you're like, yo, this dude can fucking act.
So he embodies this. So he's that type of actor that when you give him that role, he embodies that character. He brings that character to life, and it's like you can see the difference in all his characters. Like he was in 28 Days Later, like the way he portrayed that character in there, and it was just like it was believable. But then you get this whole switch when he's like these characters like in Peaky Blinders and everything. He says he's just that great of a character actor. So him playing Doom, he's definitely that type of person who will commit to the role, which is 1, 2. Most likely do the research on the role to prep for it. And that's one of the good things that the MCU has done with some of these actors, like John Bernthal, when he did the Punisher, he researched the role.
Yeah.
And he was
which everyone
making this list.
Which everyone appreciated him for.
Oh, I know.
I don't know. Bernthal
shows up at like 10:45.
It's
fine.
I'm
just saying, here's a list he's missing out on.
I feel like Hugo's keeping score. But like honestly, Cillian's always been like phenomenal, and I like I love him in pretty much everything he's done, and I think he can play that like menacing kind of villain, like or just role in general. Like even if he's not like a a pure villain. He can play like a very intense, menacing character for sure.
And that's the thing. I don't want a cookie
So is
cutter
Doom?
villain
Do you guys
Doctor
think?
Doom. I want him to be like that guy that's in the middle because it's like, you have his country, he does stuff for his country because he's the monarch of that country. But I want him to be kind of like that
Doom
character
is
that's in the
not
play.
cookie cutter. Period. That character is nowhere near cookie cutter.
Right.
They in certain aspects when like in drinks like when some people do Doctor Doom, they try to make him that cookie. Like even in the cartoons, sometimes they would try to make him cookie color villain. You need that actor that's going to bring like kind of like what what's his face did with Loki. Like Loki just he evolved that character, and through time, it just became a character that you grown to love. And I feel like that's what the direction they need to go with Doom, and not just throw him away. Like he would have to be a character I would want to see around for a long time.
Okay. I don't know. I think Killian, like you said, is works. I'm just thinking about how they would pull this off. If they are bringing them back from the 60s, that means Doom is with them the entire time, or has Doom been here the entire time?
I mean, Doom doesn't also have to be with them in the 60s.
Right.
They can just change it with
Okay.
Doom's present day,
So
but then you have the question of though is where was Doom all this time?
Well, yeah.
Then you have
Right. But so are they completely getting rid of Kang and replacing it with Doom, or are they going to
We
try
still
to?
we still
No,
don't know.
they said that there's still rumors that there's still talks of replacing Jonathan Majors as Kang. So there's been names floating around of who they're gonna, because they've already committed to this Kang storyline. So all they just really need to do is just recast someone who could pick up the ball and run with it. That's
and then
it.
the other speculation too is that Doom in this movie isn't big bad Doom. It's just Doom, Victor Von Doom.
Right.
And that the bad apparently allegedly is Galactus, which would if they do the negative zone and all the other stuff.
Ooh.
And they're thinking Antonio Banderas to voice Galactus.
Oh shit! I'm here for that.
Originally, it was supposed to be Javier, and I think he had a scheduling conflict. Again, those are leaks and rumors. But Antonio Banderas there's Antonio Banderas as Galactus, and everyone's favorite Mushroom Kingdom Princess Peach, voice acted by Anya Taylor, to be a version of Silver Surfer.
They said that I heard that they're gonna go with the male version now. That they dropped that.
They dropped it?
Interesting.
I heard,
that was a rumor for like a good while that she was supposed to be they were going to do a female version of Silver Surfer.
They're going with the male version now.
I would not like that, but yeah.
Yeah, they're going with the male because the female version was a variant of Silver Surfer from one of the different Marvel realities, but they're going with from what I've seen, the male version now for the Silver Surfer. But there's just been no casting confirmed.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know.
Yeah. So I think Doom isn't going to be like the big player in this movie, and he may just be like a like, hey, it's Victor, and it's like a wink wink, like who it is, what it's going to be, and then he'll, and I think that's kind of what we want, because I know I've said before too, I want Doom to be like Loki, where he shows up all the time and he's doing stuff, because that's what makes him a better villain for the MCU.
Right. He's not going to be a one and done villain, because if they did, you basically throw out the entire franchise with that one villain.
Well, I mean, we got to get that moment, because if they're going to do Secret Wars, like Tone said, we got to get God Doom. We have to get a God Doom moment.
We don't have to.
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice, but
nice.
That doesn't have to work that way. They haven't done a lot like the comic book, so to expect that is high expectations.
But there are rumors that
I don't know.
There are a lot of rumors.
It'd be nice. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be important to the story. However, we've been shown that they don't always stick to the story, and it's not always a bad thing if they don't. Although some scenarios it was bad.
Well, one of the cool things they did with the Deadpool trailer, and a lot of people are speculating we may get a variant of Doom and Deadpool, but in that scene at the end of the trailer when Wolverine comes to pick up Deadpool when he's laying on the ground, the
the guy in the tower?
A picture of a comic.
Oh yeah, the Secret Wars comic.
Yeah, it's in that scene laying on the ground next to him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. I just think I don't know. I mean, we still need, I think they need to just eventually address the Kang the Kang in the room, and you know, right now they wrote it off that 616 took care of their version of Kang, and I just think that does a disservice to the villain in and of itself. However, I feel like they've been shafting Kang throughout.
Ant-Man shafted King. Loki did more for Kang than Ant-Man did, and I think
Loki had reshoots.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he doesn't go pick up Jonathan Majors in the last episode.
Yeah, but
like
wait.
He, like, you know, when Loki goes and picks up everybody from their spots.
Yeah,
he doesn't pick up Jonathan Majors because they wrote him out.
Oh,
they had to do some research because of all the allegations for Jonathan Majors. So like after the one scene where like they were like, oh shit, this blows up and everything's screwed up, we don't see him again. And it just feels odd because Loki literally gets every single everyone else that's in that room with him.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I think there's also the other speculation. I know we've been talking about the X-Men coming in, really depending on what we're gonna, what they're gonna do with the X-Men. The fact that we have Wolverine, X-Men 97's coming out, and like, are they gonna use that storyline from X-Men 97 and like eventually like pivot that into what we see in our X-Men, which I think would,
I would
do an Avengers versus X-Men movie.
There was something that
we bring them in.
Again, they're sprinkling mutants in. They said that the X-Men for the MCU that we're most likely going to get them after Avengers Secret Wars. But as far as it goes,
for them to give us Hickman storyline, would really love that. And
would
make
you,
this
Val?
like they
Would
were
you, Val? You look like
understand.
you stressed over there.
I would so love that because this version of X-Men that's going on in the comics right now has probably been one of the best that I've seen in many, many years. And the way they set up this storyline, it makes them almost unstoppable. You like it would be so good if they did that. And then they got
is this
to
the
set up for
current
the
line
next 10 years.
where
Yes.
Cyclops just ain't taking no one's shit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And first of all the mutants ain't taking no one's shit. They terraformed Mars, bro. They got property on the moon. Like they're lit right now. Mutants is on some.
Cyclops goes X-Men to me.
Cyclops, Wolverine, and Jean Grey are a throuple.
Mm-hmm.
They what?
Not exactly. Jean Grey just be, she alright. She good.
Well, here's some.
They just live in the same household.
Scott and Wolverine be doing their own thing on the side. And it's also hinted that Wolverine and Nightcrawler began now, which I'm like, yo, you live hundreds of years. You just be like, fuck it, everything's fair game. I love that for him.
So
I don't think that's accurate.
So Screen Rant confirms some of this that's going to happen in X-Men 97. So obviously Professor X leaves everything to Magneto after he dies. X-Men 97 will have some ties to the wider Marvel.
Did you guys see the trailer?
Yeah,
of course we did.
They said X-Men 97 will have some ties to the wider Marvel universe. X-Men 97 is keeping the original series iconic theme song, which we heard. Jean Grey is pregnant and has never been pregnant in the comics, but they're hinting that this might be Madeline Pryor, not Jean Grey.
Which makes more sense.
Yeah. Will be the first
Cable.
show.
Should we get Cable?
You mean Cable?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's Madeline instead of Cable.
No, yeah. Madeline Pryor she becomes the Goblin Queen later on.
Yeah.
Will be the first show that will the new Marvel animation banner. We know that the Hellfire Gala exists in X-Men 97, which I know was a big thing. So they're gonna.
The Hellfire Gala is more recent, but the Hellfire Club exists in that time.
No, but they're saying that the Hellfire. They're saying so. This was confirmed by Screen Rant. Is that the Hellfire Gala exists in X-Men 97?
Right, but it's completely different in that time frame.
I know, but this is what Screen Rant is confirming that. So it looks like they're going to bring their version.
I don't believe them.
then Cyclops, obviously, we saw in the trailer, he's filling the role of Professor X, which I feel this is a great transition for Cyclops because this is something that you've seen in the comics where eventually he's just pretty much the leader of mutant kind and after Professor X did all his stuff and all that. And there are just a couple of other things that I think that's going to be pretty cool with the show. But those are just some of the fun things, which I feel that they're going to do some testing grounds with X-Men 97 before they start putting some stuff on the live action. They're just testing stuff with Deadpool. Because also in the Deadpool trailer, the Logan that is sitting in the casino, they did that's from Madruper, and that might be Daniel Radcliffe's version of
Madripoor.
Madripoor, yes.
Madruper. It's
Anyway,
Jupiter and Moon had a baby.
Jupiter Moon, yes, they did. They're saying that might be Daniel Radcliffe's version of Wolverine.
Madruper.
Fuck yeah!
What the fuck, dude?
You know what I mean,
dude? Like I know, but like it's just
Yo, Val is losing it.
Listen, it's half past lazy. I don't give a fuck. There we go.
Man.
It's like I hate that I know what you're talking about, man. Like yeah, you know, he's in Madruper. Like, and then he's like, yeah, you know, Daniel Radcliffe's gonna play Patch. He's playing a Patch at the casino that's located in Madruper. You know,
he's in Madruper.
Swimming break bow and Law Roads.
I'm here. My camera just turned off. Hold on, I'll be back.
This is what I break the show. There you
go. So, you mean Madripoor? That was even funnier.
Literally. Oh my god, man! What the hell, dude? Anyway, yes, Patch allegedly may be played by Daniel Radcliffe.
For those
we may be getting what the variants that everyone was fan casting. Yeah. So him and Taron is essentially everyone's saying is going to show up.
Those are the variants there. So they're confirming that. So they're saying that you probably get a lot of the variants in there in the trailer. So Deadpool's trailer gives you a lot of fun stuff. I'm just like, you know what? Let's just get a version of this where Deadpool kills the Marvel universe and just have him offing variants from other Fox properties.
We don't want that. I wouldn't want that.
I think that would be funny. I think it would be hilarious.
We got it already at the end of the last movie. We don't need to see it again.
It would be hilarious. Him just take out Eric Bana's Hulk from that old Hulk movie, the first one.
I mean, everyone was talking about having him show up in fucking Secret Wars as oh my god, what's that?
Maestro.
Yeah, as the Maestro. Yeah.
The Maestro. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay now.
I'm
a little bit.
I mean, it depends because I think what's happening and what the speculation is from watching everything online is that I think this was Screen Rant or Screen Crush or whatever. Essentially, it's gonna be, you know, instead of it being the 616 and the Ultimate, it may be 616 and the Fox, right? Like it may be the MCU and the Fox universes or what's gonna be smashed together to create Battle World. And how they restart and recast because they're gonna let everybody, you know, pretty much give, Kevin Feige's gonna give everyone their swan song who was a part of that X-Men original because that's where, you know, he started working in cinema as in X-Men. He was a producer on that first X-Men movie, so makes sense to give everyone their swan song, give everyone their send off, finish those contracts, and then after Secret Wars, we then recast and reestablish the X-Men and just move forward. And you just blow those two universes together, which would be cool.
Another thing too that's been circulating too is that Miss Marvel, which we all know is not a secret, we're most likely going to get Young Avengers possibly as a movie.
As a movie?
Yeah. Possibly as a movie.
I was hoping that
I would have liked to have been a show.
I think it's too early to tell, but because of everything that they're shaking up at Disney.
I hope they bring Unicron back and make them fight Unicron. Not Unicron, Ultron. I keep saying Unicron for Ultron. I caught it though. I caught it.
Different universe.
I caught it.
Different universe.
I caught it. It doesn't count because I caught it.
I know.
I said it.
Catch it.
I said it, and I was like, oh, that's incorrect.
Yeah, no, you
wrong.
definitely caught it. You know what? I give you that. You don't run through it like it was right.
Exactly, and I just keep it moving, keep it pushing, just like I said the correct thing.
It ain't wrong until you said it was wrong.
It was wrong, dude. It sounded wrong. Me too, Steady. I would watch Unicron versus. I'd watch Unicron fight Galactus, okay? Because they're both planet eaters.
Would love to see that. Jeez, that was funny.
What did I miss?
We're talking,
were you here for what is it?
Yes, I caught Drooper. I caught that.
Drooper.
Yeah, Val just losing it.
Yo, oh my god, it's so much funnier second time. Holy god.
All right. Yeah, so that was like run around like 53 minutes or something. We should clip that one.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Majooper. The fuck is that?
You gotta stitch it with the Baron Zemo Zanton, No, we were talking to Seabass had brought up Young Avengers, and then I had brought up that he said it's gonna be a movie. We were like, a movie? We would like it to be a series. And then I was like, I really hope they bring meeting Ultron. I said I really hope they bring Unicron back so they can fight him. And then
no!
Then I corrected myself because no one caught it in time. I corrected myself, so I didn't pull a Seabass.
I heard it.
He didn't pull a Seabass.
Then Steady was like, "Shit, he'd like to see Unicron versus the Marvel movie," in which I commented saying, "I'd like to see Unicron fight Galactus because they're both planet eaters."
And now you're caught up.
Death Battle did that like a couple weeks ago.
Did they really?
Yeah.
What,
who won?
Unicron and Galactus?
Who do you think won?
I mean, I'm gonna go with my boy fucking Unicron, but Galactus is a goddamn celestial, so
yeah. Like Unicron gave a fight. Don't get me wrong, but it was just like, yeah, you're cooked. Like
you're a fucking robot, my guy. Yeah.
Oh, there really is.
Yeah.
Control, delete.
So a movie for Young Avengers. It'll be interesting. Like, when is that taking place? Like, is that going to be a Phase 6?
Don't know. I mean, there's so much.
I think it would have to be at this point because, but
then again, we're supposed to also get Blade whenever the fuck that shows up.
I mean, everything got pushed. Everything got pushed back, and I mean, first of all, it's the writer's strike. Second, it just like because stuff wasn't doing so well, they just pushed everything back a year, and I think from judging from Marvel's past, we're probably gonna get at one of these conventions at San Diego or New York City or at a Day 12 Disney event where they're going to announce the new slate of stuff coming out because I think they're doing their pepicivia of what they're taking off the board and what they're keeping on what they're rechanging. Because I know Armor Wars was supposed to be a show, but they converted it to a movie, which was supposed to be with Don Cheadle, War Machine. Ironheart, I don't know when they're releasing that, but they said that the filming for that is done, and Mephisto is supposed to make his appearance. Sasha Cohen.
Yo, I swear.
I'm gonna say it with confidence.
In the last 2 minutes.
Listen, it's half-past not giving a fuck and just being lazy.
You know what always gets me?
Mephisto.
Yo, it be Toad's faces because the amount of times that like Seabass and saying stuff, and I just look to see to Toad to see if I'm the only one who caught it, and he'll confirm immediately. His face like, yo, Toad makes me bad, bro. Which is funny because I'm like, yo, Toad actually has a pretty good poker face, but like.
No,
I don't have a poker face.
When it comes to Seabass,
I don't have a poker face.
Oh,
I don't have a poker face.
Oh, clearly.
I have to admit to the lie in which the lie is truth.
Got it. Yeah, okay.
And then I'll die with it to my grave. Like that's how I think but it has to be like I need to convince myself that whatever I'm spitting is the truth.
Got it.
There can't be too many details either.
Right. Yeah, keep it simple.
Get caught up. That's how you get caught up in those lies. It's with the details. So no,
boy.
he says Mephisto, and I'm like, I think at this point, Seabass, you do that shit on purpose. Like,
yo, some of these have to be
like Madruper was legit. Like, you just fucked up. Like,
it's not.
Oh my god!
It's like he's like, oh yeah, it's like, there's no way he thought like Madruper was Madruper, but I think Mephisto is Mephisto, but you were just like, I'm gonna call him Mephisto.
You know what it was? For some reason, it just crossed my head, the wrestler Lufisto and then the Mephisto, and that's why. And it's just like, I don't know why.
The wrestler who?
Lufisto.
There's a wrestler Lufisto?
Lufisto, I think that's her name.
Holy shit, you get it wrong too?
I know she wrestled for people.
To the phones.
Lufisto. Who she is? Never heard of her.
What is it?
LU, capital FISTO, all one word.
Lufisto. Oh.
She's you're digging deep because like she's not even like a main roster. Like
she wrestled on Pete's show when he was like over what was it? The
wrestling. I'm thinking of like WWE. Somebody okay.
No, not the outside circuits. Like you just saying names of rest, like whatever. All right, Mephisto.
She's in her 40s.
Bro, I almost can't wait till Seabass is like old and senile. Because you were gonna be amazing.
I mean, according to you, though, she's young. She's younger than Vanessa Kirby, so it's all good.
I only saw it because, first of all, she doesn't look it. But never mind.
Yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's see, Beth. Continue.
That's what I got.
Choking on nuts. I see.
God. Oh my god. I think this is why people keep coming back every week because we're just fucking unhinged.
Yeah, I know.
We're so unhinged at this point. Oh my god.
What were we talking about before he said Mephisto?
So I don't even know how Mephisto came up because I feel like we've been trying to
shit up.
No, Ironheart. He's supposed to.
Ironheart have to do with Mephisto?
I don't know. I was waiting
because he is supposed to be.
Never mind. It's okay.
But for Armor Wars, aren't we supposed to getting? Are we getting Justin Hammer in Armor Wars? Because that would be great.
I mean, we should. He's great.
He's still alive, right?
He's just in prison. Yeah.
I
would love to get Justin Hammer back.
That would be funny as hell.
Him dancing. I just want to.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to see Justin Hammer again in prison. If you saw Hail to the King on Disney Plus, with when they broke out what is it? Again, I can't. The Mandarin.
There you go.
Go ahead. I was waiting for
the Mandarin.
The fake Mandarin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Kingsley. What was his name? Kevin. What was that? His name?
Kevin.
His name is Kevin.
The actor.
He is.
Yeah, fucking catfish of a movie. Catfish of a movie.
Before we go any further into any rabbit holes, I would like to suggest before I forget other suggestion because I just finished it like a day or so ago. If you're not watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith, watch it. Don't worry about like, oh, what if it gets canceled? Because it is a one season of a self-contained story. They wrote it so that like if they don't get the renewal, it's still solid.
Oh, cool. Okay.
What network?
It's really good. Prime.
Prime.
I do want to add because I wanted to share it was that seeing Seven Dust and Static X in concert live. If you get to go see them, yes, the energy is just awesome. So, yeah, living my high school years there.
I don't know any of those people, and that was extremely random.
It was the band that Seabass saw
2 weeks ago before
Yeah.
I, you know,
before he
had my
got sick.
stomach fun.
Yeah,
Before he got the plague.
Before he got sick and didn't watch Percy Jackson.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen,
When you had all the time in the world, it makes sense.
I've been working on my comic. Okay, I have over 60 pages done.
Whatever. Let's keep it moving.
I promise you, I won't spend too much time ranting and raving because I've been doing that all day on socials. But
go ahead. Get out your system.
Yo,
this is your thing. I don't give a shit about Borderlands.
I promise you, when the way I explained it to someone was, it gives me the same like they're gonna ruin my favorite thing vibes that BVS did. Because everyone saw BVS and was like, "Law, you hype?" And I was like, no, I don't know.
Okay.
And you had like the majority who was like, "Yo, let's." I was like, they rushed it. They're not doing this. Like, come on, Borderlands right now, bro. I saw the teaser and like, admittedly, the teaser, you're like, "Ooh, pops of color. Ooh, like the soundtrack. All right, cool. It is not going to make up for how royally bad the casting is, and whatever they decide to do with the dumpster fire of a story that they're going to try to like finagle. And it's not to say that Borderlands has been like in like fucking home runs with every storyline. Borderlands 1 didn't have a great storyline. He's supposed to be Roland. Roland's supposed to be like a big ass soldier, all, you know, intimidating kind of figure. You got fucking Kevin Hart. You got fucking
Black as Claptrap is like the only saving grace in this movie.
Not even. He's like, I like him, but not for Claptrap. Like, give me Alan Tudyk. Like, that would be my pick. Honestly, Alan Tudyk would be perfect for that. Kate Blanchett is fucking Lilith. Lilith is in her 20s at the beginning of Borderlands and in her 30s by the last game we just got. Kate Blanchett is 52.
They did a good casting for Tiny Tina.
Tiny Tina is the only good casting that I've seen, and I'm like, why is she even in here? Because you have Tiny Tina and Krieg, who are in the second game, but you have everyone else from the first game? Like, what are we doing? Like, it don't make no sense, because they're like, oh yeah, it's a fresh new start. You're gonna grab everyone's favorite characters. You're gonna grab a bunch of like A-list actors to try to make this a thing and be like, oh yeah, this has been a great franchise. People love it. We're going to get them into seats and whatnot. And the minute people see and watch this movie, I hope no one has fucking hype or whatever. It like, go in with low expectations or no expectations, because it's going to be garbage. I promise you.
I have a little faith in Jamie Lee Curtis because she loves games. So
again, Jamie Lee Curtis, great. Not for that role. You've played Borderlands. You think Jamie Lee Curtis should be playing Tannis?
I think whatever story we're gonna get, it's too early to tell. Like, obviously, video game movies have a bad history going live.
Hold on.
So the problem is, it's going to be the type of script that they get and the type of direction that the story goes. Because it's not going to 100% follow the games when you bring it from the video games to live action.
They should have, personally, I think they should have fucking just said, you know what? We're going to do like a fresh story in the world of Borderlands. So you take brand new Vault Hunters, like people we've never met before, people we've never seen before, throw them in, but then have them be in the world of Pandora and Borderlands and all this other stuff, and honestly, build around them. That would have been a great first movie, because you're playing a POV of like, oh shit, like this fucking area is crazy.
Because Borderlands has so many different characters and so much lore in it, I think it would have worked better as a TV show or an animation. I don't know. You're gonna be like when you're gonna try to condense a lot of that stuff and pick and choose what characters for a movie. It's going to be a lot more work, because now you're condensing a whole story to try to build something where if you gave it like 8 to 10 episodes, I think it would have done better as a TV show.
Who are you supposed to be?
But You never know. It could be that one movie that finally breaks the mold and surprises everybody. We don't know. We haven't. It's early to
That
tell.
was Sonic.
I'm
Sonic
Well,
broke the mold and surprised
Oh yeah,
everybody.
Sonic did. Sonic did. Yeah.
I mean,
like
based on
there,
history with any type of video game, it's not likely to happen that there is a break the mold with this. It's
like I
very
like. Oh,
possible.
I love this one. So for Tone, you've watched the League. Shiva is gonna be in this movie. I absolutely love that woman.
Who's gonna play?
She's gonna play Nox,
Oh.
which everyone's like, okay, but like, it's so dumb.
Like I said, it's too early. Once it comes out, once you see it, then it's like okay, it's too early to tell.
So the
I don't know if too early to tell is.
Lance Law is highly upset right now.
What's funny is they cast her as General Knox when they had the perfect alley-oop to cast her as the other like big bad in that same first video game. For the life of me, I can't fucking remember her name. From the Crimson Lands, what was her fucking name?
But didn't the studio also too work with the creators of the game too in terms of what was going on?
Commandant Steel. I have no idea. I honestly do not know. It doesn't feel like they did because I feel like Borderlands movie is going to be trash. Let's not even pretend it has a chance. Steady. Thank you. Thank you. She should play Commander. Like, if I recast this whole thing, they got Gina Gershon to play fucking Moxie. Gina Gershon, she's bad. But like 10 years ago, like
20.
You know what I mean? Like, give me hold on. I'll tell you who I really would want as Moxie. Carla Gugino.
61?
Yeah. To be fair, I will say, spoiler alert, Moxie is older than she looks. She just ages really well and she has, she can, whatever. But
Moxie
like
got around.
But like, give me Carla Gugino. Like, if you saw her in Fall of the House of Usher, you would be like, yeah, she got it. Like, oh man, it's just not going to be good. It's really not. And I feel bad because I feel like it's another story of if they would have just taken the time to really do like a movie justice, not, I'm going to do this project. Everyone's going to love it. I'm going to get all these people. It's like, no, like Borderlands, again, is a very wacky fucking thing. It's a loot 'em, shoot 'em game. It's fun. The story is fucking all over the place, but it is a good story.
Why are we even getting this game?
I don't know.
This movie,
I don't know. Like, if they really wanted to do it, they would have been like, yo, we're gonna start with a little bit of part 1, give you all of part 2, give us Handsome Jack, and then the whole franchise is based on the 3 like iterations of Handsome Jack that we saw. Boom. One of the best video game villains we've had in the last like 20 years. Easy. But we get what we get, and now I'm gonna be upset. It's gonna be a fucking Percy Jackson nightmare all over again. Which brings us into Tone?
Percy Jackson.
We're talking about it?
We're going to do it. We're going to rip this Band-Aid. We're going to go to episode 3-ish, 4-ish. I would like to go all of it. Great story, great game, but not movie material. Yes. It would. I honestly think
it would have been better as an animation or show.
I think it would have, if it falls in the same vein. Animation would work. I think it would have fallen in the same vein as the Fallout game, as the Fallout series. Because originally Fallout, I was like, why are they making a series? And then I saw it, I was like, oh, actually that might work. It can actually
work though.
that's another thing that I'm hoping they don't fuck up, because that's another one of my favorite franchises. So fingers crossed on that. We'll see. We'll see in April.
But they're doing what you said. They're doing their own thing.
Yeah,
they're doing their own thing. They're not basing it. They're not basing it off the game,
which is good, because you just have like a random vault dweller. You just have a random vault dweller who's out there in the wastelands and doing all their things, and then build the story on like, oh, like I have to survive the wastelands, and have them interact with like notable characters that we do know, and you know, and factions that we do know, and keep it pushing.
Yeah. If they make it, it will be bad.
They already made it, and we haven't seen yet. And I'm gonna remove both of y'all because y'all annoying me at this point.
I mean, the thing is that if you don't have high expectations, you'll never be disappointed.
Yeah,
lower expectations.
I could still be disappointed.
I learned that a long time ago, and then Zendaya stole it in Spider-Man. She says that to Peter.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, yes. Maybe. All right. Yeah. Come on, Law, rip the Band-Aid off.
All right. We're going to talk as much Percy Jackson as we possibly can before I get upset that they didn't all follow suit. So Seabass read the books. I don't know how long. I saw the movies that we don't talk about, which is not going to get brought up. But he read the books, and I don't know how long ago you read the books.
Long time.
Probably when
I don't know, but I'm assuming
probably far away
when they came out. All right,
it was
Val. You listened to the book, right?
Recently. Yeah.
Recently. Okay, so you have it
last year. Yep.
Within last year, it's a little bit fresher.
Watch the shitty movies and watch 3 episodes.
3.5 episodes.
3.5.
Tone has not read it. Did you watch the movies?
I have. I've watched the 2 or the 3.
Unfortunate. This is just the 2 because we didn't need a third. And then you watched the series.
I did.
Okay.
You have done all 3.
I have watched the series. I've watched the movies. I have read the books, and I've read the comics. I read the comics to catch up and like get a refresh on a lot of stuff. So, as the resident Rick nerd in the house, I'm ready to talk about my boy Percy. I wear Timberlands to stomp on fucking gods. And I eat, sleep, and breathe Black Air Force energy. I'm a goddamn menace, and everyone in the series looks at me like I'm a demon. Jackson. I promise you, I'm not exaggerating.
That's an interesting introduction.
In the next series, like in all the Heroes of Olympus books, they're all from other people's perspectives who aren't Percy. So it's like, you know, the other kids and whatever the case is, and they're like, oh, he's a menace. Like everyone just looks at him and he gives the like essence of like, but I'm just a baby. Like I'm just a guy. And they're like, no, you are an absolute fucking menace. Was that middle name hyphenated? Because it got a lot of names. If not, it was kind of like a moniker. You know, it was like, you know.
But well, this is your thing. This is your baby. How did you feel the show went?
All right, so. I'll go from reading the books. It was probably one of my favorite like book franchises, like YA franchises ever. Mind you, I read it. I was probably in my early 20s at the time. And it left like a really like lasting impression on me. Got the movies, didn't love the movies. So getting a series that was going to be like spearheaded by Rick, like meant a lot. It meant like, all right, if he makes changes in the same vein that they're doing One Piece, it's for a reason. Like some of it, like when he wrote it, he even said like he wrote it originally, or he was doing it as a story to tell his son to like put him to bed kind of deal. And then he didn't realize it was going to be as explosive as it was. So he was writing like one book at a time, not necessarily like with the end goal in mind, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of getting a redo with some stuff that just either makes more sense for TV or just makes more sense in general, or gives more context that he wish he would have done before. Right.
Okay.
I genuinely love the series. I think there's parts of it that feel either slow or just like, all right, like where's this going kind of deal. But I also know what it builds to. So I'm excited that they kind of just got this right. You know what I mean? They got it right. They did what they had to do, get people in, get people invested. It's like, all right, there's a lot of people who were on like, it's a lot of the internet, but we love Logan Lerman and we love the movies. And people are like, until you read the books, you're wrong. Like, I don't give a fuck what you say. Like, you're just fucking wrong. So, those opinions are basically invalid. There's like a lot of like, oh, they didn't do fucking Lady Gaga poker face in the casino. Nobody cares about it. I promise you, nobody cares about it. It's not that deep. So yes, I loved a lot of like the little changes and introductions that they made to certain things. The casting was actually better than I thought it would be. Like Walker, the main three, love them. Mm-hmm. When you get to like Poseidon, you're like, oh, okay. Because in my heart of hearts, I was like, I don't know who this guy is, whatever the case. And I saw him originally. I was like, doesn't give me that vibe, right? As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh shit. And there's such a good interaction between him and another character that you don't get to see in the books, but you do get to see in the series. That was just beautiful to see, because it gives like it gives more like depth and reasoning for a lot of what happens and whatnot.
You mean the scene in the diner?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's not from the books, but it establishes, like, in the books, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember when, but the love between Poseidon and Percy's mom is so real that he was willing to build her a palace in Atlantis for her, like to come down and be like, live with me. Mind you, he's married. He has like his godly wife or whatever the case is. And he was like, yeah, I was like, that's a bold move, Kyle. Let's see how this plays out. But again, it's one of those things where this series did what it had to do. Casting was really well done. It gave enough of the subtle hints to certain things. There's other stuff where people are like, where was that? It's not gonna be there. It's not supposed to be there yet. And mostly because they're dealing with a series and you have kids who are young. And if you would have had them show up now and then try to show up later, they would have been a different age and it wouldn't have made sense. Mm-hmm. It's for certain kids, because certain kids, people are like, well, why didn't you show this person? They're in the background. And it's like, yeah, they're in the background, whatever, but it wouldn't have made sense to show them because you're not casting them yet. They make subtle hints for them, but they're not showing them as of yet. Was this a 10 out of 10 for me?
Casting could have been different.
Who would you cast it so far differently?
Dionysus, Jason.
Perfect casting for me.
I don't think so. I like the way I envisioned him when reading the books. He was more heavy set. He was a drinker. He was different. I think Jason shows he cares more than. But I don't see him as Dionysus.
I think that's always been the charm of Mr. D, is like, he's an asshole. He drinks and whatever the case is, he cares, but in his own way. Like, he's not going to tell you he cares. He's going to show you in a really like his own fucked up way.
You don't see it very early in the show. In the books, you don't see it very early at all.
Yeah.
It's something that organically grows. Here, you see it very early, and I don't see him as being that character.
I don't know that he cared. Like, are you showing him, talking about him caring about Grover or him caring about Percy?
both in the beginning. So the first, there's a part where he's upset at Grover for saying something or whatever, and he's giving more. In the books, especially since I recently read it, he was very much more indifferent in the entire thing. He didn't want to be involved in anything. It was him being there was more of a punishment than anything else. Like he did not want no parts. While here, he was very much more involved than Chiron was, for example, in the first few episodes. I think that Chiron was underplayed and Dionysus was given more time, where Chiron had more of a role in the books itself.
I think it's probably to establish Mr. D more because everyone knows Chiron. Like I think we know Chiron and him have that relationship, but I almost feel like give Dionysus kind of more because you don't understand why he's there and you don't understand like why his punishment is to be there with the kids. You know what I mean?
Okay. I think I would approach chosen somebody different in his role. I like Grover. I love Kid Percy. Sally, the mom, looks kind of young for me. Maybe because I have a vision in my mind where she was different, and it could be convoluted because of the movie.
Well,
Annabeth. I think I don't know if I'm feeling Annabeth entirely, but I don't hate it.
I think she's perfect Annabeth because I think
Again,
behavior-wise,
I'm only 3.5 episodes.
Oh, okay, yeah. Behavior-wise, all of the little nuances that make Annabeth, she nails. Like their chemistry as you get further in is just gotta love it. Percy's mom being young, I think it's more so because of how young the kids are. Because to be fair, we never get to establish like age of how old Percy's mom is, of how old Sally is. But you figure if he's 12 in the books, you gotta give her like somewhere between like mid 30s to like early 40s at most. Because if you make her too much older, then like at what age does she have him? Like it wouldn't like make sense.
Right.
But yeah. Tone?
Okay.
No, I don't really have any complaints about the casting. I thought everyone was really good. I thought the chemistry for all the characters went really well. You felt like they were all like, you felt the friendship between Grover and Percy. And felt that friendship with Annabeth grow throughout the show because at first she's with him to use him, and then you realize it changes as they go through their shit together throughout the
That's
seasons.
where I'm at. It's feeling like that.
Yeah.
And then I also think Luke, I would have imagined Luke being slightly younger. But we'll see.
No, Luke was always older than him. Luke is like 14,
however,
15.
he's intended to be older than them, but this kid looks like he's 18, 19 to me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I have too many nieces and nephews. Like he looked like he was about their age, but like
he doesn't look
not
like
too
a 14, 15-year-old. To me, he looks like an 18-year-old.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Also, Clarice was fucking perfect casting, by the way.
I like
put that out there. Yeah. She was awesome.
Which one's Clarice?
Clarice is the daughter. Yeah.
Oh.
The one that he fought.
Yeah.
They never met until the red carpet, by the way. Like he was interviewing,
really?
he was getting interviewed, and they were like, "Oh, how was it like meeting Clarice or whatever the case is?" And he was like, "I never met her," and then like she passed. It was like, "Dad!" Like whatever the case is, like we got a genuine interaction.
They're in scenes together.
Wait, how is that possible?
Ares' daughter.
Yeah,
the first episode when they fight
each other.
Yeah,
Clarice and Ares.
Oh,
not Ares.
I thought you said Percy.
No, Ares. I'm saying. That's why I said like dad, like the mother, father, daughter moment.
Yes. That makes sense because they don't show up. They're not together on screen.
Right.
much later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. No. I thought it was
In the
pretty
books,
solid.
I'm looking forward because we didn't. Okay, so in the movies, the trash. Um, I did. Me as someone who only knew the movies when they came out, I enjoyed it for what it was, right? Until I read the books and realized, holy crap, they dropped the ball with that, right? And you're like, damn, it could have been so much better.
Yep.
Especially parts two was like, what the fuck? They trashed that movie. It was so bad. And then
They
part three
essentially
is
try to
so
like
good.
they try to recover the fumble, and even like they dropped it even like worse.
Made it worse.
Yeah.
Made it so much worse. Then, especially with how I imagined his half brother being, and with what you hear in the audiobook and how you picture it in your mind, what came out in the movies, it was just not the same.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to seeing what we didn't get to get in the movies, especially in the last battle. I can't wait to see that in this show.
That's gonna be bonkers.
I hope they make it as epic as it was in the books, and that's
I'm
gonna
let
be
y'all know
exciting.
right now, for anyone who hasn't read it, it is the level of Avengers Assemble and X-Men to me. Like, it's bonkers how big that battle is.
Was this the last
It's
book?
huge.
In book
Yeah,
5.
and
It is crazy.
takes the entire New York City, bro. It's
Yeah.
the way it's explained in the books, and what potentially happens in the battle for the it's so lit. It's so lit. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that portrayed in this show.
So from what you've seen so far, Val, how do you rate the show versus the books? And like, where do you like, how, like, out of 10, where are you putting it?
For me, there are minor nuances that I preferred in the book than over the show. For me, the books outweigh the show. However, I do understand that not everything translates the same. I also understand times have changed. I think the way they did Medusa wasn't the exact same. Um, but it didn't hinder it, right? It still worked well for the show. I think that the show so far is still trending well. It's still a high 8 for me. Books was 10 out of 10 for me.
Is it like
outweigh the show?
Is it, well, you didn't play The Last of Us, right? You said?
I got very early into Last of Us, but Last of Us compared to the game and the show was almost, for what I saw, was exact same. Literally.
It mostly is a 1-to-1, aside from a few changes that they did make for the sake of the show.
There are some changes. There are quite a few. I don't know,
quite a few
because
for
I
this.
recently read through it.
Right, but there are quite a few for this book series. But I think, again, it's because, like you said, time differences. This came out 20 years ago, so you have to like change certain things.
Right.
Then, like, it just little things like that.
The beats are the same. The beats are the same. Like I said, it's minor nuances that's been changed. Like for when I mentioned Chiron's role versus Dionysus' role, I think that Chiron played a more pivotal role in the very beginning for Percy over Chiron, and then we saw more of Dionysus than Chiron. I think that in the beginning it's also very fast tracked for the show versus the book, where we get a little bit more in the beginning, but I get why.
You gotta catch people up real quick.
Yeah, we get straight to the actual
the quest.
What's the term they use? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. While in the books, you get a little bit more behind it and before all of it starts it.
Yeah.
So that's probably the like minor things that, because I'm still early in the series, that I'm sure don't really matter much as I watch the rest. But the books definitely outweigh the show, and the show definitely outweighs those movies.
So, yeah,
for me.
Ooh, yes. Season 1 does cover book 1. So they're essentially, the plan is to do each season be one book, which is so much better. If so, do book or show first?
I would suggest the book because it's so much better, and it gives you a basis that
Yeah,
the show covers. However, look gives you a little bit more.
like if you, I think if you watch the series, then go to the books, you're surprised by how many changes are made. Even though it's not a lot of changes, it's more than most people would be comfortable with. Um, Although there was again more explanation of just like, yo, some changes are gonna need to be made. Um, but if the book's better, will the show be be more of a letdown? No,
No, it's
I think
not a
it's still
letdown
a
because
good
it shows.
adaptation.
Yeah, it holds very true to the book still. Personally, I like the books better, but it doesn't deviate too far that it loses the quality, unlike the movies did.
Right. It
Yeah.
as far as like one-to-one adaptations goes, it's up there. It's not um Hunger Games, where Hunger Games felt a lot
Mm.
closer to one, but it's also not Harry Potter, because Harry Potter like got rid of so much of the book stuff that you're just like anyone who's a diehard of the books are going like, yo, they don't talk about a lot of Ron's family. They don't like, they miss this part, like all these big moments in the books that got swept under the rug.
So,
But
Mhm.
movie 6 is
so
a
I was
travesty.
gonna So I was gonna add on to that. Was like Hugo just to answer that question too. Is like my wife saw it. She read the books. She loved the books. She's read even the extended series of the books. She loved the show, and she goes, it was perfect adaptation, and it erases the stench of the movies.
Hey, Jesse watched Percy Jackson?
Yeah, she watched the full series.
So you didn't watch it with her?
I was watching. I was doing
Hey,
other stuff. Busy.
your lies. Your
Busy.
lies. I
Excuses
was
and
doing
lies.
other stuff. I was watching something else that's trash. That's
So
peanuts.
book 1, then season 1, book 2, and 12 thumbs into season 2. You can do it that way if you want to do
Yeah,
it that
or
way.
you can just read through the books and know what's coming.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so like
It's
for
so good.
me, it kind of
You
felt like
don't want to
with
stop.
solo leveling, like I heard so much hype about solo leveling that I was like, yo, let me check it out. And then I read it and I was like, oh, I understand the hype. And then I finished it and I'm like, oh shit, we're getting an anime for this. And now watching the anime, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be gas. Like the first few episodes have been amazing so far.
They have been.
So yeah, like it's dealer's choice. What spoilers? Well toned spoiler warning. There be dragons that way. Oh man.
Yeah,
So, quick question: Are we ever getting an Aragon show series, anything
yes.
like that?
Disney.
We are.
Disney's picking up
Disney?
all the books. Disney's picking up all the teen books.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Such a
Okay.
fan.
We
I
have
just
to
finished the
still
first
wait
book.
a long time for them to redo Artemis Fowl, because that movie was a
that's what I said, Trevor.
travesty.
And then we know that Max is doing Harry Potter.
Really?
Oh, okay.
They're redoing Harry Potter. They're gonna do a book a season. So we're gonna get 7 seasons.
Oh wow.
So
Which
Oh,
should
so it's
be
gonna be a TV
very
show.
interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
it'll be a TV
Why?
show. So, new generation of fans
What's
or
up
more
after these other
money.
books I'm reading plan? No problem. Let us know what you think about them.
I think it's just to, I guess, just to redo the IP, to redo it, since the movies were the movie. I like the movies. I think the movies do exactly what they need to do for Harry Potter. Except for 6.
Yeah.
6 sucks in the sense of like you miss all the lore of Voldemort, which is what makes 6 so good.
Which one was 6 again? I forget that one.
Half-Blood Prince.
Oh yeah.
Right, and like so you have all the lore of Voldemort and the Horcruxes, and then it ends with a battle at Hogwarts. So I understood why they cut that battle out, because you were going to do a battle during Deathly Hallows, but you didn't have to cut out all the stuff of them looking through Tom Riddle's memories, because that whole book is about Tom Riddle.
Yeah,
that book was fantastic.
That book was so good. So we'll see what they do. I mean, I'm gonna, people have you have your feelings about J.K. Rowling and all this other stuff, and that's perfectly valid because she sucks. But
just join us on the side of Uncle Rick, who's taking care of us in fucking mythology land.
This is true. but people still associate learning how to read and learning how to read, loving reading because of Harry Potter, an identity of when you were growing up. Like there's so much there that they're just gonna cash in on that.
I remember the kids. I mean, I was young
Beasts
adult already.
Trash.
Wasn't trash.
It was trash. It was trash. The first movie was good. I enjoyed the first Fantastic Beasts movie. Then
I didn't watch 2 or 3.
Yeah, yes, I've read the books.
Okay, I don't think
the
it was
7.
trash.
The 7. They didn't make Newt Scamander books.
Yeah,
Fantastic Beasts. Fantastic Beasts. Where to find them is like a.
It's a textbook.
Yeah.
It's a textbook that takes place in the Harry Potter world.
It's a textbook that the students have, written by Newt Scamander, famous Hufflepuff, and then they decided to
sorry,
make.
Excuse me.
What?
I know I mixed something up. Never mind.
Oh, okay. No, I thought they were trash because the Grindelwald thing happened, and then if you want to do Grindelwald and Dumbledore, then make a movie about that. Why the fuck are we calling it Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a problem. Like, the whole plot is around Grindelwald.
Yep.
And then
didn't watch.
Then Johnny Depp is Grindelwald. Then the whole shit happens. Then he gets fired. Then Mads Mikkelsen becomes Grindelwald, and it's just like this whole nonsense. It's nonsense. And I like Jude Law as Dumbledore. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was a cool casting.
Honestly, the story that they did for the game should have been something for an original movie.
Also, fun fact: the time difference between the events of the Grindelwald fight, or whatever the case is,
and when he sees Tom Riddle,
when you see him, like that, it's so funny because
like,
when you see
Dumbledore went through some shit,
right? Which is the same energy of when Obi-Wan comes out of Clone Wars and goes and becomes like Ben Kenobi. You're like, what the fuck happened to you, bro? It was only like 10, 15 years or some craziness like that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they like shelved Fantastic Beasts at the after the Secrets of Dumbledore movie because that was just trash. And then you had Ezra Miller. Had the Ezra Miller thing.
That was stupid.
Then you have Nagini as a person when she was never a person. Like, it just makes no sense. It's just irresponsible.
Stay away from crack. Stay away from crack, kids.
So, yes, they are remaking, and we're all going back to Hogwarts for HBO sometime soon.
Final thoughts for Tone on the series before we start to wrap, because these schmucks haven't finished or even started.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited for Percy Jackson. I'm excited to see the second. I'm excited to see for the second season. I may eventually try to get to the books, but probably won't. It is a shame. I was so sad seeing Lance as Zeus. And he's there for 5 minutes, and it's just glorious, and it's just
and it's such a powerfully such a good scene.
Yeah,
it's because for what little time he had, it was it made it all the he's Zeus, you know why he's supposed to be playing Zeus.
Yeah, he's so good, and it's such a shame that he's passed. And I don't know what they're gonna do because I'm sure Zeus shows up more and more throughout those books. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to go the Keith David route and just have Keith David pick him up, because that's what Keith David is doing now. He's picking up a lot of his voice acting slots. He did it for Destiny. He may do it for Critical Role. No shade to Keith David. Love Keith David. It just seems like an easy transition for an incredible voice and actor that we all recognize to take up a mantle. Yeah. Keith David's that guy. So I'm interested to see what they do in the recast for Zeus.
You said you weren't crazy about the show. You were it was good, but
I liked it. Okay.
I
felt like I didn't get the sense of oh man, this was a good episode.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't get that, and that's kind of now to be fair, in between watching that, Jackie and I were watching Succession, and Succession's a fucking masterpiece. So
okay.
I'm not comparing the two. It's just you watch Succession, that's a good episode. I watch Percy Jackson, I'm this was fun. I need Percy Jackson is a binging show.
I think Percy Jackson was probably better for binging. I also think that it was one of those things where I would rather it have done this, where it was good. Like it wasn't great by like it wasn't like oh my god yes like whatever,
What you
but
need,
it was
though.
good. It's what we needed because if it was bad, oh man, we like
Yeah.
to get
I
to
think
get
it's gonna grow into the greatness it is.
yes, absolutely. Especially with the like how crazy the other stories go, like Val would know, Seabass would know, like the second between the second and the fourth book alone, like when I talk about like
So much.
Percy's on site with a lot of these people, he's like, yo, let's run these hands.
I'm interested
Am I
to
wrong?
see when we get into the labyrinth and how they're gonna visually make this look the way I'd like it to look. Like that's gonna be fun to watch.
It's such a crazy
that's gonna
concept
be a
how they
fun
did it
one
too.
to watch. Yeah. And then if we get everything that happens while in there, like that, because it's gonna be good. Because you
There's
see you get the
so
Cyclops, because you get
much.
so much.
Like how they gonna
Everything we
do
didn't get
Calypso
in other books.
Island? Like
Yeah,
it's gonna be
exactly.
crazy. It's gonna be bonkers for sure. And I'm really excited for it. Like I genuinely think like this was a good,
I see it
solid
growing,
footing.
and the fact that the cast was so very young, it's gonna grow with them.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah. I think again, like I didn't think like the casting. I think Hephaestus should have played Hades and vice versa. The casting on both were perfect. Like everyone did a solid job. They knew who they were. You felt like they were their characters, especially as they grew into like certain roles with the kids or whoever. Like even Lin-Manuel towards like later on, you're just like, I don't know how I feel about him as Hermes, and you're like, oh yeah, I
he's
can see that.
Hermes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I should have known that because he's delivering the head in the box.
Yeah, so he's Hermes, and like in my head, he like. Granted, I don't like the movies, but Nathan Fillion as Hermes was so good for me, like at least for that role. And it's one of those things where if you read the books, you know that like he's not all that great, and it's hard to hate Lin-Manuel. So you're like, okay, but this kind of makes more sense. Okay. When you get there, Val,
I mean, in the books though, towards the end, Hermes isn't a bad person in any way. It's his kid being a selfish prick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm fast forwarding, but there's a lot. I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I'm confident. I'm very excited. And if like I saw a couple of interviews with Walker Scobell and like the cast or whatever the cases, you can tell they all love it. They like watched it or they've read it. They're like true fans. Walker was doing like he's like a junior licensed scuba kid. Like he can do scuba. So he was underwater for a lot of those underwater scenes that you see him in later on. He's just there like chilling for like an hour, just like he'll get like the scuba and then just do his like thing for like 5-10 minutes. Do it, but like he was really cooking. That's why I love this kid for it. But yeah, like if they do the 5 books, I would be happy. I like in my nerd brain, I want more. Give me the second series, but that'll be hard to do because the kids are gonna be so much older.
Yeah, remind me if, because I don't remember this happening in the original movies. Did we see the the prophet, that the like zombie thing that's in the building that Percy goes in to get his quest? Is that in the original movies or no? Or do they skip past that entirely?
I think they skip past it in the movies.
They skip past it in the movies.
The movies, in the book, they are sorry.
Bigger.
Yeah, in the series, they didn't spend as much time with her for the first movie because I was for the first series, but we at least got to see it, right?
Yeah, and it plays a bigger role when you piece things together than they realize, especially when you get other people's quests. And prophecies. Yeah, so it's an interesting. I'm interested to see where this is going. So far, so good.
Same, absolutely same. All right.
Good stuff.
Well, we may talk about this some more once these guys finish and start and whatever. But that was it for this week. Thank you guys for joining us. We love you and appreciate you guys. Wouldn't be here without you guys.
What do we watch next week?
I don't know. You guys tell me because I've watched all this stuff. Like I'm already on new shit. I'm watching Ninja Kamui. I'm watching Ninja Kamui. I'm watching Solo Leveling. Like, let's go.
Hold on. Just want to say, loved hearing you two, Valalol. Totally nerd out on a fandom you enjoy. Thank you, Hugo. See, even if I didn't watch, I still can stay present in the combo.
Yes. Listen, I am disappointed, but I'm not as bad as this one. Like,
I know. I promise I'm gonna watch. It's just life changes. That's all.
I get it. It's okay. I promise. But we don't know for next week. I would like to say that we'll do Echo, but I don't. Have you started Echo?
I need to watch Echo.
I finished Echo.
Has anyone done Echo other than me?
Echo.
Steve has finished Echo. Okay.
Oh, Steve has actually watched it.
Val?
I haven't started.
No. So we don't know yet.
Me and Tom haven't started.
It'll be a mystery.
I mean, how many episodes is
we
this?
could do a fun episode topic.
It's 5.
It's 5, even better.
It's 5.
Bro, it's 5 episodes.
Yeah, then let's do Echo. Like we could do Echo.
I can do Echo. We're watching The Leftovers right now. So
I gotta commit it. I gotta commit to it. Okay, yes.
Okay.
All right,
Echo
peeps.
it is.
All right.
I'll
see you next week.
Take us out.
Steve Bass, thanks. We're like saying, all right.
This is your boy Steve Bass.
It's your boy Law.
It's your boy Tone from across the hall, here live from Madruper.
Oh my god.
And Vmac, I will never forget that. That's going forever. We've got to immortalize that. Thank you.
Fuck yeah. All right. Gonna hit the beautiful beat music in 3, 2.
It just kind of happened. I felt this was a great moment because I was actually going to do it now. But instead, I will leave y'all with Mephisto.